Good morning, everyone. My name is Beck McQuilty, and welcome to the Frequency Soul Collective. I've opened this training up with the Superconscious Sisterhood because I just think the work that they do is so powerful. And I didn't want to just keep this for our team. I wanted to share this across the board with our SoulX family. So we welcome you here today. And we also welcome the beautiful Bree, who's coming in from Magnetic Island in Queensland, Australia, and Galit as well, two of the most phenomenal Superconscious Sisterhood coaches. I've not only experienced a group coaching like this prior to this call, but I've also done one-on-one as well. And I really felt drawn to invite you all because I feel like you're going to get so much value out of these calls. And we're going to do these calls every Friday afternoon, US, Canada time, Saturday morning, Australia time, the last Friday or Saturday every single month. So we ask you to join us and invite your teams to join us along as well, because I think the more you do this work, the more you sort of entrench yourself into it, you are just going to get so much out of it. So Bree, I'm going to hand it over to you for now just to say a bit of a hello, and then we can get started. Oh, we've got you muted.
All right.
There we are.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited to, have started this beautiful collaboration with Beck and everyone else who is jumping on. Just a beautiful reminder that if you are jumping in, can you please mute yourself? I want to also introduce Galit, who is one of the head coaches of the Superconscious Sisterhood. She's going to be running you through an amazing session today. I won't spoil it too much. I'll let her do her magic and share her wisdom and her genius point. But yeah, what Beck has said is just, so true. The superconscious work and the structure and the information and the wisdom that you're going to receive on these calls will literally completely transform your business and the way that you get to show up in not only your business, but in your life. So yeah, I'll keep it short today. You will be seeing me, and not only me, but 4 other of our incredible coaches on these calls to be running these sessions. Today is more of an introduction of the work and what it is that you're going to be experiencing. And then from now on, the sessions will get quite similar, and it'll be a beautiful way to set you up for the month and how to actually really introduce structure and introduce this work in a way that's going to completely skyrocket your business and your life. So yeah, I'm super excited to be offering this and to be here with you. And on that note, I'd love to introduce Galit, and I would love to let her take it from here.
Can you hear me, everyone? I'm actually going to pin myself if that's okay. Thanks, OC. And looks like more of people are showing up. So welcome. Nice to meet all of you. And we want to invite you to participate in a transformative experience. And I'll have you, I've been clicking the admit, so I'll have someone else take over. It's fun.
I'll do that. That's no worries.
It's fun to have more people.
And I'll mute everyone. Yes.
Thank you. So we really want you to participate in this really special transformative experience because you'll align with your limitless success potential in your business and in your life. And although we are Superconscious Sisterhood, we have a smaller, not smaller, but a separate group where we do this similar work on a much deeper scale. This is, we welcome men and women alike. All are welcome in who want to further their business. And we also do one-on-ones if you want a session like Beck is also receiving. So you guys are here because you have a product that you believe in, a business that you believe in, and you have a framework, you have great leadership, right? And what we want to do is give you profound tools to not only help you achieve or even surpass your goals in your business, but also help you have the best experience along the way. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be scary. We want it to be fun, flowing, aligned, and we want you to become a magnet to those you are going to serve, those that are going to be a part of your business, and all of the above. So by the end of the session today, you'll be able to like feel literally more confident already, more capable in whatever goals you want to achieve in your business. And it will also help you become clear on your next action steps. So I hope that's landing and that's exciting for you. And that's kind of what you're hoping for, that we deliver that. And if you're like me, I used to be like you. I used to do a lot of sales, everything. Like if you, I'll tell you my story, but if you like what you experience and you think you'll benefit in your journey, we like want you to join every month and watch. You'll literally be able to measure your business increase from showing up here on a regular basis or doing any of our other programs. You will see the proof. Literally, it's a guarantee. If you show up here and do this work, I guarantee that it will reflect in the numbers in your life on every area as well. So that's a guarantee. So we're going to give you an opportunity at the end if you want to learn more, but we're really committed to being here once a month with you and give you this incredible opportunity to, what we do is release your blocks so you can quickly and effortlessly light the path to where you're going next. Now, a bit about me, I was saying that, well, first of all, my name is Galit Rubin. If you're not sure how to pronounce it, I live in California as well. Someone says it's gloomy, but it actually, I don't know, it's a beautiful blue sky day where I am. I'm in Ojai. It's slightly Southern California. It's pretty close to Santa Barbara, for those who kind of know where that is on the map, but we're still in Southern California. Having a nice day here. And as Bree explained, we're a global community like you. We have Kelly, who's from the UK. We have Debbie, who's in Costa Rica. And a couple of us are in Australia, and me in California. Now, I have, like I said, tried and failed many network marketing business companies. And, you know, why would I advise you on how to do your business? I have tried and failed all the products that I loved, you know, to sell. I quit early. I did it because I believed in my products wholeheartedly, that years later, I still use them and I'm still my best and only customer. But back then, I had very low self-worth and self-esteem and limiting self-beliefs. And I ran a perfect pattern of sabotaging my own success. It's not that I wasn't good at the business and growing my team. I was good. But every time I reached a certain level of success, it was like some sort of invisible force magically found a perfect reason to quit. I couldn't go any further. Has anyone ever done anything like this before and tried and quit and tried and quit? Or am I the only one? As so many have back? Yeah. Yeah. Because we know this business model works, right? And maybe we blame, oh, it's the company. Oh, it's the leadership. Oh, it's the product. Oh, it's this. But we never say, maybe it's me. And the reason seemed so real why I would quit. I was running a charity at the time, and it was very demanding. It took a lot of time, but it also paid very little, which is why I wanted the extra cash so I could finally live a life on my terms. I have the time freedom, travel, help others, right? All the things that you're probably wanting too. But every time I got close, something would happen at work, like someone would quit and I would have to cover for them. I'd be the only one that could do it. Or like the charity needed to fundraise. So I had to quit making more money for me so the charity could have the money, right? So by the fourth company I was about to sign up, my husband goes, "What's different about this company than all the other ones you've tried?" And I told him, I'm like, "Oh, well, this product is so much better. This is the last time. I know this is it." But inside, I had like this light bulb go off in my head going, oh my God, he's right. I mean, I've heard of self-sabotage, but I never actually like seen it happening in my own life. And of course, that next one I didn't last either. But at least I was able to see the pattern. And that's when my door opened to my new venture of what you're about to learn here is a program that finally helped me shift in a very similar way that I'll have you experience. And that's when the magic happened. I doubled my income in 2 months, not through another company, but actually just allowing myself to receive what was already ready to come in, like the low-hanging fruit that was right in front of my face. I didn't even think I was allowed to pick it in the first place. So I used that money to become certified. And then I got hired by that very program to be a top coach as a top graduate and help hundreds and hundreds of one-on-one clients and thousands of people in groups to go through this journey to release their patterns rooted in the unconscious of incompleteness and unworthiness. So how is that sound? People love to blame for sure. How is that sounding, everyone? Does that sound exciting? You want to learn the steps and how it works so you can let go of some unknown, maybe sabotage, maybe you're not aware, but something you see those people on stage, and instead of getting inspired, you feel like you have fear of missing out, or you have some sort of feeling like you're inadequate because they're successful, but you're an imposter, or whatever story you're telling yourself, whether you're even aware that you're telling yourself this story or not. It's time, team. I agree. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, I appreciate your comments. And hey, playful out. The more you playful out, the more you get out of it. Sounds amazing to me. Thank you. All right, so let's just start with understanding the 3 levels of mind. We have, and I'll just draw a little bit on the board if that's okay, just to give you a visual, so I'm not just a talking head. But so we have a conscious mind, okay? And this mind is your self, your ego. It goes for quality in life. You choose, you make decisions with your conscious mind. What is your goal in your business? What would you just love to experience with this journey? Perhaps it's reaching a certain level. Perhaps it's making a certain amount of money. Perhaps it's quitting your day job and making this a full-time business. Not sure where you are on your journey. Perhaps it's helping as many people as possible. Perhaps it's all of the above. What would you love from this journey in your business? And feel free to type it in. You're choosing that with your conscious mind because it goes for more satisfaction in life and less pain. And it's formed actually by the time you're 7. You know, they say that our first years of development, it's like we're like a hypnotic sponge. We're not really conscious. We're just absorbing and learning how to be. And then we become self-aware. We realize we are completely separate individuals. And we start choosing, this is what I want for myself. This is what I would love to experience. So any shares about some goals that you have and want to achieve that you're just choosing just because you love it? And remember, this goal is for you, no one else. Others can benefit, but it's how you would like to experience it, right? Because you love it. Okay, so just think about that while I drink my chai. I just was hoping to see some goals. And is anyone unsure of what their goal is yet? That's a question. Maybe if you're not typing in, you're not clear. And that's okay too. That's okay. Maybe you're not clear on what exactly you want to achieve here. Let me ask it another way. If there was a magic wand, what would you love? Make more money with less hours or effort. Beautiful. Thanks, Dee. Thanks for being the first one to say, yeah, I'm claiming this. This is what I want. That's great. Okay, I love that. Love that example. And so you're choosing that. My word was clarity, so you may have sensed that. Great. And if you were clear, what would that allow you to have? And we'll unpack this a lot more very soon. Increase my income by $10,000 with Solex this year. Perfect. Very clear, concise, and you're saying, I choose that, right? But here's the thing, we also have an unconscious. Some of you can call it subconscious. I can't talk and spell at the same time, so unconscious. So if I make spelling mistakes, it's because my head's somewhere else. So if you can read that. So this starts at 7 years old or so, maybe, 5, 6, around there. And then your unconscious actually starts in the womb till death, right? So this is death till death, 0. So from the time you're in the womb, your unconscious is also being formed. If your mom is experiencing stress in the womb, if she is, or whatever, everything is provided for you in the womb, right? You're fed, you're kept warm, you're comfortable. But you're starting to hear, experience the energy. And then when you're born, you must survive, right? The unconscious is a very primitive brain. It's programmed not for quality of life, it's programmed for quantity. Because it's a primitive brain, it's programmed for the survival of your species. It also runs the functions of your body. It's automated. So when you get up in the morning, you don't have to relearn how to walk, right? It's automated. Your unconscious learned once. Now it knows how to walk. Same when you're driving the car, you're texting, right? Because your unconscious is driving and suddenly you're in your driveway. But that's the unconscious. But it started being programmed at that time and it has to survive. How does it survive? Well, if you're a sea turtle, you would hatch and you'd go to the ocean. You don't need your parents to survive, right? But you're human, you're a mammal, you can't survive outside the womb, so you must learn how it is to survive in your family unit. And how do you survive? Well, they have to clothe you, they have to feed you, they have to nurture you, they have to protect you, they have to keep you safe from dangers. So you better ensure that you belong to them, like not another tribe, but them. So you must learn the rules. You're going to be a good boy and girl. You're going to learn the rules in your household. And you're also observing what gets love and what doesn't, what gets attention, what gets your needs met, and what doesn't. And it's different in every household. For example, I had kind of a crazy dad. He was abusive. No one knew what would set him off. I was the youngest child. So I would I learned kind of being the peacemaker in the house, to tiptoe around. And if he got mad, I used to kind of say, well, how am I going to be cute or funny or nice to kind of try and ease things. So I kind of learned to be the peacemaker. And I also learned that I must be quiet and not show that I was too happy and having too much fun, because that would set him off too. So I had to learn all these rules. So think about all the rules that you had to learn in your childhood, and you don't even know it got locked in by the time you were 7. Here's one. Josie wants to reach gold rank. That's awesome. Great. Love that. Okay, so we developed 6 core wounds from the time we're 0 to around 4, 5, 6, 7, before our unconscious. And it's about our worth. So we are worthy enough of belonging and being taken care of and good, right? So the first one is, I'm not worthy enough. We've all, I am not worthy enough, because we may have learned that if we're just being ourselves, maybe mom and dad aren't pleased with that, and we have to try extra hard to be good, to be nice, to be worthy of their love. And most of us learned this in our childhood, that we have to show our worth. Right? We have to help out. We have to give to others. We learn this. This is embedded in, right? Sounds like my childhood. Yeah. Another one is, I'm not good enough. Like, we learn that you have to be a good student. You have to be a good boy and girl. You have to be good. Mom and dad have to tell you, oh, you did good. Like, good report card, good merits, good rewards, good. So you might go through life always thinking, oh, I need another certification. I need to go back to school. I need to learn more. And because we have this embedded in our unconscious that we're not good enough. And then we have, I'm not perfect enough. So we might have had very harsh parents where nothing, where they didn't accept, and, oh, you could have gotten a better grade. You could have done this or that better, or it's not right enough, right? So we go through our lives thinking that no matter what we do, it isn't perfect enough. So we never launch, we never start, we never move forward. We're always, it or us are never perfect enough. So we kind of never go for what we love. Another one is, I am not significant. Like, maybe you had and this is just an example, maybe you had a childhood where there was a lot of siblings, and mom and dad only had so much time and you didn't feel heard. Or maybe your brothers, or, the opposite gender of you was more significant and your gender was less significant. You kind of learn, I'm not significant in my family. Or maybe mom and dad worked all the time and they just didn't have time for you. Maybe they had their own troubles and you're like, I don't matter. So you can just not go for things, because why would anyone listen to you? Or why would anyone take you seriously? Or who would want to hear you anyway, right? Or it could be the opposite. It could be me, 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 me. No, you must hear me, because you never feel significant. So it could go either way. And then, so we have, I don't belong enough. Who feels like, oh, I feel like the black sheep, or I'm not accepted by my family. I don't feel like I belong. And forgive my chicken scratch, but the bottom line is, relationships are so important. You never want to be rejected. Everyone must like you, because you must belong, because you feel like you might lose your belonging. It's not safe. And then there is, we did worthy, good, perfect, significant, capable. I don't have the resources. I can't do it. I'm not allowed to. I don't have the capability. I can't do it alone. I need permission. I don't know how. I don't have the resources. Like, I'm not capable enough. So why should I do it? Because and so a lot of times we just don't do anything because we don't believe we can do anything. We don't have goals because we don't believe we're capable of achieving them. So there's others. There's like, I'm not safe enough. I don't trust. There's a few others, but these are the 6 main, we call them wounds, that get locked into the unconscious as you're trying to figure out how it is to survive in your family as being your instinct in the unconscious. Does anyone relate with any of these? Does anyone feel like, oh, we all have one or more of these? I had not worthy and insignificant big time. Like these were my biggest wounds throughout my entire life. So if I wanted to go and have success, well, I wasn't worthy enough of it because I didn't believe that I was worthy of making anything out of myself and being successful, because I was told that as a child. If I didn't go for what my father wanted me to study or whatever, and I wasn't a good student, I wasn't worthy. And he probably didn't mean it. That's the truth. But my unconscious didn't know that. Okay. And then another one is insignificant because who am I? The way he treated my mom, my sister, and I as women, like we were, he says, oh, you can go to school and make a lot of money and stuff. But the way he treated us made me feel quite insignificant. I didn't matter. Okay. So this was huge. I was also an immigrant. I grew up in Israel. So when I moved here, boy, did I feel insignificant. I had to learn the language. I had bad grades. Like I was a mess. And so why would I have what I want with all these wounds? Right? I had to struggle in order to have success. Okay, so let's talk about the third. I think a lot of people who get into healing work have had to deal with a lot of wounds. Agreed. Thanks. Absolutely, I struggle with unworthiness and the majority of my life. And the truth is, thanks for your shares. You guys are also not just lower levels of mind, right? You're super conscious. Yay! Okay, you're super conscious. And I love writing so well on English is my second language. I'm allowed to have crap writing. Okay. Most people who have crap writing are immigrants. But the truth is that you're an energy being, first and foremost. Your superconscious has always been with you throughout this lifetime. Before you were born, it'll be with you after you leave this planet, and it's been with you throughout all your lifetimes. It's your higher self. And you know what? You are more superconscious than these 2 levels of mind. You are connected to the all. We are all connected in a field of energy as humanity, right? And in this meeting, we're all entangled with each other. We're all sharing an energy field with our focus. And that is the truth. You are more than this. You are super conscious. You have a higher self. Jill's amazing. Thank you. And this is where we work through. Because here, you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Your superconscious just takes instructions from your 2 minds. Okay. Think of it like a ship. Okay. Imagine a ship to the land of, the land of gold status, 10 gold rank, 10K more in my business this year. In month, I assume it's monthly, 10K extra monthly. Right? Like you are choosing that goal. That's the captain chooses. So imagine the captain is the conscious mind. The unconscious is the crew. So the captain says, hey, crew, I want to set sail to the land of plenty at 0600 hours. Everyone get ready. The crew says, wait a minute. You're not worthy of that. We don't know if it's survivable because this mind goes for quantity, not quality, right? Are you laughing at my writing? Okay, quantity, not quality. It doesn't care if you're happy or sad. as long as you survive, okay? So as long as you survive, how did you survive? Well, what you experienced from 0 to 7 years old clearly was survivable. It got locked in, you survived it. It seeks to repeat those patterns your entire life. It got locked in, it knows what's survivable. Over here, the land of plenty, it might not be safe. And so it will find a way to sabotage you. And it looks so real, like all my sabotaging. So here's what it looks like. Everything is structure. We'll teach you a lot about structure. Here's your desired reality. Here's your current reality. You want to go to the land of plenty in your business and whatever else in life, okay? Land of plenty from your current reality, okay? You start going like me. Oh, I joined an MLM. I'm going to like make a lot of money. I'm going to have a happy life. I'm going to have so much time freedom. It's going to be great. But what happens, I start going for it, but the unconscious, the crew, says, wait a minute. You are this unworthy and insignificant person. Over here, if you had that, you clearly would have to be worthy of it and have significance, because all these people would follow you and listen to what you say, and you lead them and they'll give you your money. So obviously you're significant, but you're not. So these identities would literally have to die. You'd have to die the way you know life. We don't know if this identity that has it, that's different from this identity that's not worthy and not enough to have it, is survivable. It's going to survive. Because our job is to stay the same where it's survivable. And if you're not, then we're not going to go there, because we don't know if you'll survive. So the crew is like scrambling, saying, who do you think you are? And all that negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. And, oh, you have to do this over here, and someone else needs you, and you can't. It's not the right time, and the wrong company. And it'll tell you all the stories. Oh my gosh, this is really clicking for me right now. Yeah, I wish I had known this like you when I was in this situation, but hey, I love doing what I do and teaching it and helping others, and I'm right where I'm supposed to be. But it's funny, really. I laugh at it now, but it wasn't funny then. It was a struggle. It was a real struggle. So what will happen is you'll go over here, and then you'll stop, and you'll come back here where it's familiar, and you'll find ways to prove that you're not worthy, because focus creates your reality, okay? So focus creates your reality. And you know everything is frequency and vibration. So this is one vibration, this is another vibration, and they're not aligned, right? They're not a vibrational match. This one has and worthy, this one is not. Okay, so you're actually focusing on, I gotta quit, I gotta better myself, I gotta do another self-help program, I gotta work on myself more, right? And so your unconscious is just going, you're not ready, you can't do it. You don't know how, you're not capable, whatever it is, it's not safe. And it will stop you. So that's why we oscillate. We oscillate. That's an oscillating structure. This structure where these don't equal is not workable. You can't get there from there, as they say in the law of attraction. They're not matched. The identity has to match. So or you just get stuck and quit. And then what we want to do is create a flowing structure where you flow, you become a vibrational match. This equals this, not this is better than this. It's not going to be better when you reach your goals. If you believe that, you'll always push it away because it's not workable. You'll always be like, oh, it's just around the corner, and you'll just keep moving the goalpost and the goalpost, and you'll never feel like you've arrived. So the truth is, you have to understand what this feels like, who this is, get familiar, teach your unconscious that this is safe. And bring this identity over here and be it, to see it. And that's a workable structure. These two are on the same frequency of vibration. The only thing to do is take action, right? How is that landing? So we do it through your superconscious. Okay, I'll explain a little bit about that. And this makes so much sense. Okay, thanks. So here's how we do it. We do it in 5 steps. How do we get from here to here? In literally a 5-step formula. I'll teach it to you. We'll do it together and we'll rinse and repeat. We'll do questions at the end, but just making sure this is landing. And I'll share my screen actually so we can do the framework. Who's excited for this? How is this landing? Makes so much sense to me. Thank you. I'm excited. To presenter view. Okay, oh, hold on. There we go. Present. And I will share my screen in a second. It's just landing beautifully, super exciting. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all the love. I really appreciate it. I want to make sure it is landing and that you're excited for what you're about to experience, because it changed my life and it will change your life. And it changed many of my clients' lives. Oh, we lost Dee. Here she comes. Okay, here we go. Everybody can see my screen? We call this 5 steps to magic. Okay, so the first step is make a true choice. And that's why I asked you in the beginning, like earlier, I said, well, what is your goal? And again, if you don't know, that's okay. If you don't have clarity, that's okay. I want to ask you it differently. Like, I think we already did that. If you had a magic wand without limitations, how would you have it? And a great way to know, here, hold on. We're going to do a funny exercise. A lot of times, because we have these wounds, we give power to our past. And so when we think of our goal, we think in limitation. We think that, well, I only want what I believe is possible for me, because we're coming from being wounded. Oh, I didn't finish my metaphor either. So the superconscious is the ship, right? So the captain and the crew are in agreement, and the superconscious is the ship. The superconscious just takes instructions, because as a spirit in a human body, you're just here for experience, no judgment. There's no right, wrong, good, bad. No judgment. Experience for the expansion of consciousness. You're a being expanding itself, consciousness expanding itself in human form. And then so it just says yes to your instructions. You're instructing it with the captain, and the crew is also instructing the ship. And so the ship just goes back and forth, right? Like, captain says yes, oh, crew says no. Captain says yes, crew says no. And most of us spend our lives here with our head just above water, right? Like, I'm just making it. I'm just getting by. I want more, but my unconscious doesn't believe I can. So we literally have an oscillating structure. So what we want to do is align our minds. Captain should choose and the crew should say yes. And when captain chooses, crew says yes, superconscious always says yes. Okay, so that's where we have the flow to the land of plenty. However, we have to first choose what we love with clarity. So the important part is, if you had no past and you could just have what you want, because instead of giving the power to the past, we just go for it. And we do an exercise? Okay. Play along. Okay, we're gonna do the alien exercise. Everyone play along. It's funny, but do it anyway. You'll realize why I say this. Okay. Everyone close your eyes. And I want you to imagine that you're an alien. You can be green, you can be whatever color you want. You're on a little flying saucer, you're by yourself. Your mission is to have whatever it is you love on Earth. You have no past on Earth. You're from another planet. But you know your name, and you know you're going to Earth to go have whatever it is you love. So as you're approaching Earth, you see it like a marble. You're getting closer and closer, and you have great technology. You can just enter Earth's atmosphere with ease, and you're getting closer and closer. Pick where you're going to land, whatever place you'd love to land and experience. You get to choose. You're an alien. Anything is possible for you. And you're getting ready to land, so you're opening your landing gear, and you're slowing your ship down, and you're going to land smoothly here on Earth. The weather's nice, everything's going good, and you're bringing down your stairs, and you're about to open your hatch. And as you step down, take a few steps down, and you're going to reach the ground with your feet, the alien that you are. What would you just love to experience? There was one thing you get to do. What would it be? Think about that. You have no past. You would just love it for you. What are you going to go and experience? Like if there was a mission you had here on Earth, what would it be? Are you limitless? And what did you get? Well, there's only action to take, right? What's the first step to go and get it? I'd love to know in the comments. Thanks for playing the alien game with me where you have no past. Do you see how it just gets you out of your limitation in a matter of minutes? Love aliens. Me too. Did you notice that anything is possible for you as long as you love it? Because your heart knows what's true for you as long as you listen to it, and instead of coming from whatever the crew tells you. Any comments? How did you experience that? Well, you realize that, the next is to align vibrationally. Find some fun people to hang around and explore all the wonders of the planet. Great. Joy. Healing people instantly. Was the most gorgeous beach with crystals and seashells. Great. Well, I want you to write down those experiences because you're going to go and create that. I landed on my perfect property and my family was there. I was on the beach too. Beautiful. So really, do you see it's way beyond just success in a business? It's what the business allows you to have, isn't it? It's you living life on your terms, doing what you love, helping others, making change, and celebrating your life in the process. You're in a forest. So let's align with the vibration of what that feels like. So go to your beautiful place. and just feel how that would feel. We teach the unconscious that it's safe to align vibrationally with the identity that has what we love. I landed on top of a mountain and slid down the valley. There was ocean, Virgin Islands. There you go. Write it down. And you can just, some of these are metaphors, you know, you don't have to like, oh, I have to go to a forest, or I have to go to this place. It's a metaphor. What does that metaphor mean to you? Does it mean like, you know, I want to experience freedom, time freedom. I want to travel. I want to start, you know, like grow my business so I can help as many people as possible and show them the way to heal themselves, right? Like that. So a lot of these are metaphors, like what does that mean to you? But the most important is how you feel. Are you feeling that now in your regular life? Be more connected with people I'll align with. So as you're doing this business, being aligned vibrationally with the you that creates what you love, can we connect with that identity, that feeling, and just teach your body what it feels like? So everyone go and feel it. Take a moment to just allow yourself. Remember, you're an alien, so it's easy to feel without a past. You're a being without a past. It's easy to feel how you just want to feel without any, like, you don't have to be worthy of feeling how you want to feel or good enough or anything, right? And the next is to fill in the gap and realize, well, what's here right now? It feels magical. I love that. Like how it feels at a Solex convention. Great. Yeah, there's some experience you can just have. But in the current reality, as we are day to day, what's it like? Compared to that feeling, are you feeling that day to day? Are you just feeling as you wake up in the morning, you are being that identity? Are you being it? That's very, very important. Are you being that you? And if you're not, because maybe you're listening to your disgruntled crew that says you can't just have it, do you notice the difference between one identity and identity here and now? What's different? What do you notice? Is there a gap between the two levels? Yes. More powerful, unstoppable feeling. And in the current reality, we realize where we are right now and how that feels. And it might feel good in this moment, but if you think about your life every day, as you say, oh, I have to make calls, or I have to follow through, and I have to do my day job, and I have to take care of the kids and all this stuff, right? What's it like in your daily life compared to that you're creating and becoming? Just notice the gap. And I ask you, well, what do you believe is in the way? Investigate, unpack, and we're going to recode those resistances. So I want to ask you, I choose this end result, this amazing life with my Solex business, and it feels so good, but what's in the way? What do you believe is in the way? Perhaps one of the unconscious beliefs comes up for you. Perhaps you're saying, well, I can't have it because of my past circumstances, because I don't believe I'm good enough to have it, or I don't have the resources, or I don't know how, or I can't, or I'm an imposter, others can, but not me. So think about it, and I would love some comments. And playful out, be vulnerable. Just say, hey, you know, I believe others can do it better than me. I don't believe that I'm deserving of this. I don't believe that I'm good enough to have it. And if you're comfortable, I mean, I know I was there and I know what it felt like. I felt like these people have what I don't and will never have. That's literally what I believed about myself. That feeling of being insignificant showed up. Yeah, hey, I feel you, because we've been holding on to these for decades. And they've just been running the show in the background. It's not your fault. You're the captain, you want, but your crew is not with you. It's not your fault. The crew's just doing its job that it thinks it's doing to protect you. So there's nothing wrong with you. It's just what got coded in long ago. It's outdated. It's time to give the crew new training, an upgrade, a new program, a new, operation manual. Who agrees? Sometimes I feel I need to be more healed to be talking about healing devices like imposter, not worthy. Yeah, thanks for that share. And yeah, I'm sure you're not alone. And the next thing we do is recode the resistance. And this is how I will tap through the superconscious and I will read the field intuitively and I will give commands of what is there of the collective group. And then you, with your permission, you receive it and you will feel the shift. And then you'll be able to take more aligned action. It will become clear. And the action is the most important. It's the highest form of information. And I was actually supposed to talk about these. So you see, we're not problem solving here. We are creating, we're just simply following a formula because there's nothing wrong with you. Remember, focus creates your reality. If you focus on a problem, I got to do more, I got to be more, I got to be better. You're just focusing on how you're not enough. I feel the more I shine, the more I'm judged and attract haters. Yeah. And maybe we have a I'm not safe enough wound where, or insignificant. If I'm significant, it's not safe. So thanks for that share. And it's just like when we look at children, they're just being children. And there's nothing wrong with the child. The child is just a child and innocent. It's just what got taught and coded in from the mindset of a child. We're still running that program. Let's let it go. Let's close our eyes. I'm going to give commands through your higher self, which is all knowing. It knows what to do for your highest good. I'm definitely not safe. Yeah. And yeah, I had that as well. Not safe. And another thing I had is I wasn't allowed to outshine the masculine. A lot of us come from, we're not allowed to shine the father, the brother, or someone in our family. And so we have these glass ceilings of we can only be successful enough. And if we're successful, where will we belong? Like our family wasn't successful. They'll look at us like, oh yeah, because they may have said certain things about people with money. And if you were successful and had a lot of money, and maybe you came from a family that didn't, they looked at people like you a certain way and you would lose your belonging. Obviously you won't, but the unconscious thinks so. Yeah. Yeah, we don't realize. Yeah, my husband, yes, can't outshine others and be more successful because it would make others uncomfortable. Isn't that amazing? We're running a program like that. Like, of course you can be successful, but the unconscious doesn't think so. Thanks for that beautiful share. So I will give commands to your unconscious. You'll be with your eyes closed and you might start yawning or shifting energy or feeling emotional or not feeling much. There's nothing Nothing for you to do and no wrong way to receive it. Your superconscious knows what to do. Your higher self, it has your best interest. It just says yes. So you're choosing to be this identity who has it all, who's successful in their business. Let's choose that, and that it's fun, and that it's easy, and that it's lucrative, and that it changes lives. How about that? Is that a good choice? Okay. So choose that end result. Shine bright like a diamond. I'm in. It'll be about 10-15 minutes. I'll give the commands, okay? And you just receive them and just notice anything that happens. But there's one thing I want to tell you before we do that, and that is imagine a river of desire. Like this is a river of desire. And over here, you're like successful in your business, okay? And you are on your journey. You might be flowing from your current reality on your river of desire, but the beliefs that are holding you back are like boulders that are restricting your flow. And in the treatment, we'll dissolve the boulders as much as possible today. I want you to rate your boulders of your own experience. Maybe your boulders, maybe you have no boulders, but that's unlikely. We all have some boulders. Maybe your boulders are 2, or maybe they're 10, or maybe they're 7, or anything in between. 10 is the most, okay? So just measure in your, don't overthink it, just the first number that comes to mind. My boulder is anywhere from, 0 to 10. And you can type it in the comments. Thank you, Roni. 10, beautiful, 7. Yeah, that's why we're here. 8, thanks for sharing. So I want you to connect with that you who is successful. Remember that feeling you're an alien and you can just have that feeling. You're successful in your business. And you notice your boulders. You notice some of those wounds. And give me permission, closing our eyes, and you listen passively. You don't have to go into trance into nothing. You just listen passively. And I talk to your superconscious like a person. So there's nothing for you to do. Just let me talk to you. Let me have a conversation and your superconscious will do the heavy lifting. Okay. All right. So everyone's connected. Superconscious. Everyone get comfortable. Close your eyes. Listen passively. Superconscious, everyone here. And it also works in replay. Everyone in replay. We're all entangled with this choice through the superconscious field that just takes instructions for your highest good. And we're going to instruct it to know that having a successful business and achieving your goals is safe. Superconscious are parts here for treatment, creating a treatment plan in the perfect order and way, aligning and becoming a perfect vibrational match to the highest version we're becoming who has it. Superconscious treat now as needed across all memories, timelines, and ego states and priorities. Thank you. So you might feel a little energy, some random thoughts, some yawning, some shifting, some emotions. And I'm also going to do a little quantum healing in the process where needed. I want to treat with the emotion of forgiveness anywhere in the body that needs it, especially in the throat area. Treating with forgiveness key codes is needed. I want to treat beliefs about the world. The world is hard. The world is against me. The world is overwhelming, too big. It feels quite overwhelming. And let's just imagine that if we rise above, like the alien, rise above the world and see how really small it is. And from a superconscious perspective, we got this. Superconscious, treat any beliefs, please. Treat any parts that are comparing themselves to others and turn it into inspiration, showing us what's possible for us. Treat all parts, especially any parts that feel unsafe, insignificant, not worthy. Treat the victim identity, the people pleaser, the enabler. And treat that imposter identity, please. And ensure all parts understand success is safe and inevitable. Thank you. Want to treat any traumatic events? Superconscious, can you tag and treat trauma events? Any events that we triggered? Thank you. And treat any fear of re-triggering the trauma. Thank you. And turn it into wisdom. Treat future events. Please treat fear of success, fear of shining my light, fear of failure, fear of rejection. Superconscious treat us as needed. All the fears, fear of judgment. Treat the throat, throat chakra, fear of being heard, speaking out. There's an aspect that doesn't believe that they will be taken seriously by others. Superconscious treat that belief. Thank you. Treat any level of insignificance. Any level of unworthiness. Treat any I don't belong enough. And treat fear of losing belonging. Treat family history. On all timelines, create a treatment plan in a perfect order and way. Treat broken agreements and contracts. Treat family rules. Treat any rules if I can't surpass a family member or a certain gender. Thank you. Treat fear of making others uncomfortable with my success. Treat any patterns that created any sabotage from this success in my business. Thank you. Treating emotions across all timelines that are aligned with the identity who is successful and enjoy, loving, and basking in your success, knowing it's safe, and you stuck, suppressed, repressed emotions. treat also fear of being humiliated. Treat the emotion of envy. And treat fear of rejection. Also treat guilt and resentment. All these emotions that aren't needed in your end result. Let them go. The you in your end result is not harboring these emotions. Treat all emotions as needed. And body systems, all the chakra systems, just align, restore balance, and harmonize and clear the chakras. Treat the solar plexus specifically as well. The heart, the throat, and the crown. Treat meridians, any blocked meridians, any body systems as needed, any suffering contracts, any soul contracts. Treat any perceptions of the world, any beliefs in lack or lack of capabilities, or I'm not enough, I'm not capable. Treat any form of I'm not enough or I'm incomplete in some way, and flip it. I'm complete and whole in all ways. I am enough. Let's treat all priorities again across all memories, timelines as needed. Reconnect with that you who has the feeling of ultimate success in your business. You are a limitless being, fully capable of what you love. Superconscious, do you see any more resistances? Show us the clarity and aligned action step with ease. No, it's just easy and fun to flow in my business. Choose it. Superconscious, treat any resistances and align the identity in the current reality fully to the identity who is experiencing the ultimate success in their business, loving life and loving the action steps along the way in flow. Fully aligned, treat as needed. All parts understand that it's safe to be in this identity, to be seen in this identity. And then ground and anchor it back into the matrix of the universe, including everything we treated here today, across memories, timelines, and ego states, and bind it. I want you to take some breaths and really choose that you are ready to be this you, following the process that's laid before you, and just doing your best, knowing that you are enough. And that's all that's needed. Only action to step. The program's laid before you. And coming back to taking a few breaths, noticing how it feels, noticing your river of desire. You're just flowing to being that you, flowing to having the success. You're the same identity who has the success here and now. It's the same you. You're no different. That you in your end result just took the action. They're not better. They're the same you, just in a different timeline. So Anyone feel free to share your first boulder number and second boulder, and I will unpin and open the floor. If anyone has anything to share, you feel free to unmute. Sorry, I went a little long, but there's a lot to cover. How's everyone doing? Notice your first and second boulder. I had a pain in my back before and now it's gone. Way to go. Obviously, all pain is really emotional. Right? We know this. Or, I mean, you were 6, you're down 2 points, and it also, I'll notice that it does continue to go down, and that's great for a first, if this is your first time and you went 2 points down, that's awesome. 7 to 5, that's awesome. 5 from what? From 7, yeah, another 2 points down, that was amazing. For a first time, we sometimes don't realize that we can go down so fast. Awesome, Jess, that was amazing, Josie. 10 to 3, Naomi. And yeah, many thanks. Beautiful. I'm feeling so much more peaceful in my life. Great. That was amazing. So again, you guys can experience a one-on-one, or you can also join the sisterhood, or if you want, this is available to you for free once a month. You choose what's right for you. There's no wrong or right. It's your journey, your choice. And this was so, so powerful. Thank you. I could really feel the reset happening. 7 to 5, Alexander. Congrats. This was cool. Now I want to ask you, now that you've kind of released some of those limitations just in your first session, congratulations. What becomes obvious to you in your business of the next action step? Without thinking, what comes to you? And I'd love some share and feedback on what showed up for you. If you're like, okay, I'm choosing my successful business, what's the obvious step? More connections. Great. So what is the step? More connection. How do you get more connections? In the business, what are you supposed to do to get more connections? What shows up for you? Solid follow-up. Beautiful. Action. Right. Great. What action? What is the action? Let's get clear. Clarity is very, very important. Showing up more. What does that mean? How are you showing up more? Get clear with yourself. When that statement shows up, write down how you're going to do that. What are you committing to today? This is very, very, very important. Time block consistent. What time? What block? Start writing it down for yourself, because the follow through, remember, the last action is you have to really complete the aligned action. Okay? Complete the aligned action is super, super important. And I'll just show you again. Complete aligned action. What showed up for you just now is aligned action, inspired action. Follow your excitement. Beautiful. Yes, so correct. Consistent with my system, attract, nurture, sell. I love that. So be really clear, chunk it down. So when you look at it, it's not overwhelming. Right now is your clearest. So you want to get the plan. It may not make sense to you. Write it down anyway. And then you're going to follow through, because what you're doing is you're telling Superconscious, the ship, that you have an aligned crew. You're working together and you are going to flow. When you do that, Superconscious will show you the next step and the next step and the next step. It'll just align for you because you're being it. That you that already has it took the action, right? Flow is my word of the year. Wonderful. Yes, we are here to love and support. I love that. Seen and heard. Love that. It's safe to be seen and heard. All right. So I'm here if you have any questions, and thanks for staying a little longer. How are we doing, Beck? Thanks so much.
So amazing. Thank you so much. I'm sure that everybody just absolutely loved that. Thank you, Galit. We really are grateful. And there's just always so many golden nuggets that just drop in for me each time. You know, I was remembering when through the session you mentioned about the masculine. And on the session with Bree that I did, it was a group session actually, something had come up about that masculine of like ancestry sort of stuff. And I was like, no, I don't feel like that, until I realized I did. And it just completely dropped in. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally get that. And then I looked at my grandmother, my mother, and then me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is exactly what partly one of my beliefs was, that I didn't even realize or know about, was that women aren't meant to outshine men. And, you know, my conscious mind goes, I know that's not true. But I also felt it really deeply when we did that sort of inner work, where I was like, actually, I know that that was a belief that I had. So I love that I've let go of that. And I just thank you so much for your time. I just love the work that, you know, that you are all doing for us every month. And, you know, as Galita said, if there's, you know, if you want to dive deeper in the, you know, in between those once a month sessions that we do have, or if something really resonates with you, please reach out. Galit's put her email there as well. Or if anyone needs any information, please just reach out to us at the Frequency Soul Collective. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you got so much out of it. I know you did. The chat was going mad, so that's awesome. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Galit, again. We are so grateful for your time and for your expertise, because I just know this work is life-changing. So we thank you for that.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for
Awesome.
having me today. It was really great to serve all of you. And guys, you know, go get it. Only action
Absolutely.
today. So get
Yes.
started and you'll see the results. Keep being it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Pleasure.
We'll